Tara Green here, welcoming you to February's Astrology and Tarot card preview. I'll just wait a few minutes to see if people are coming on live. So please say hi to me. Okay, just came on live. Okay. Hey everybody, Tara Green here, just welcoming you to join me here for February's Astrology and Tarot card preview. So if you can please come on and say hi. I'm trying to see if you can see me on the screen here. So where is everybody? Come on, people. All right, come on. I just want to make sure you can see me here on, Cosmic Intelligence Agency. I am Agent 129 for the Cosmic Intelligence Agency. Something might have blipped here. I might have gone from one station to the next. I thought it came on live. Okay, there. Hi. Hi, Robin. Welcome. Please come on and say hi from Oregon. I'll just wait a minute for people to show up here. So yes, February. If you've never been here before, I want to welcome you here. I'm Agent 129, Tara Green. It says my current frame is too low. I hope that's not the case. Can you see me okay? Okay, Tara Green here, Agent 129, Cosmic Intelligence Agency. I'm just going to smudge everybody virtually as they come on. Whoops. Okay. All right, so if you haven't been here before, I'm only seeing you, Robin, there for some reason. Usually there's a whole bunch of people that come on here. I wonder if something didn't kind of flip there. It says 7 viewers. Please say hi, 7 viewers. A couple people say hi. I'm not really seeing that for some reason. Yeah, okay, there we go. Okay, I can see it here on the thing now. Okay, good. All right. So, hi, Melissa from California. Hi, Susan. Okay, hi everybody. Don't be shy. Please say hi. Welcoming you here. I'm Agent 129, Tara Green, up here in Toronto, Canada. And yes, we're at February already, which somehow seems like, I don't know where January went. Seems like it just flew by. And just if you've never been here before, I'm going to explain how I do this. Hi, everybody. I will outline all of the major aspects astrologically, all the planets interacting during the month. I will go into this in a little bit more depth because there's a very rare and exceptional month this month. And then I will pull my tarot cards. So this is the part that most people want to wait for, is the live tarot card readings as we move from the month of Aquarius into the sign of Pisces here. So you'll have to wait to get to that. And then I'm also going to use this is my large teaching tarot deck that I use as well. So we're going to do some helper cards, but I'm going to mainly use my Thoth tarot deck here to do those readings. Okay, so a little bit of an overview here. February is named after the goddess February. It is a month of purification. This was traditionally the last month in the year. And so in the ancient pagan calendar, that this was the last month of the year because the first month of the year begins in spring at the spring equinox. And I'm a bit of a pagan, and so I would also see this as a month of purification and endings and completion and getting ready to start the year in March. Now, speaking of starting the year, today, or sometimes people use February the 2nd, it is the cross quarter day in the pagan system, and actually astrologically, we are midpoint between the winter solstice from December 21st and the first day of spring. Okay, so up here in the north here, we're seeing the days getting longer. It's traditionally the time of the first lambing, I think, in Europe. And so we're getting ready to see spring ahead here up in the northern hemisphere, and you're getting ready to see autumn down south in Melbourne, Australia, where the Cosmic Intelligence Agency is centered. And it's also a leap year this year. So there's an extra day, February 29th, a day out of time. And so that's also a special celebration. So tomorrow, February the 2nd, is called Imbolc. It is the pagan celebration sacred to the goddess Bridget in Ireland. She's the goddess of wells and fires and poets and midwives. So there's a proper celebration there. And it is going to be a very wild month with an extremely Aquarius energy, not just the month of Aquarius, but a bunch of planets are going to enter Aquarius as well. And a very rare triple Pisces threat with the Sun, Mercury, and Saturn joining up later in the month, which hasn't happened since February 1965. And before that, not since 1701. So for all you Pisces, you're featured. Also, all you Aquarians. Okay. I would say wait until February 21st. Well, I would say cancel Valentine's Day or really go for it on Valentine's Day this month because Mars conjuncts Pluto, which is a pretty wild, intense, very scorpionic, major change, major radical review. And then on the 17th, Venus conjuncts Pisces, and then on the 21st to the 22nd, all of those planets align, Venus, Mars, and Pluto at 0 Aquarius, a very powerful point as well. Venus and Mars both enter Aquarius this month. Mercury, the messenger, moving very fast, enters Aquarius and Pisces in this shortish month. And all the planets are moving direct. So this means you want to go for it now. February 9th is a new moon at 20 degrees of Aquarius, marks the Chinese New Year of the wood dragon. And there's been a lot of talk about dragons lately, of course. February 24th is a full moon at 5 degrees of Virgo. Okay, so all of those signs are featured. Okay, so February 2nd, again, hi everybody, if you're still coming on, Imbolc, Groundhog Day, I guess you have to watch that movie, of course. And Mercury, the planet of messages, sextiles Neptune. So you might get some nice notes from a lover, or some text from a lover. It's very good for, again, poetry. This is the day of poets. So write some poetry, be very creative, do some dreaming. On the 4th of February, Mercury enters Aquarius at 9:10 p.m. That's Pacific Standard Time. And it enters Aquarius on the 5th, 3 hours later, 12:10 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, 5:10 a.m. GMT. So Mercury in Aquarius, again, expect information to go faster and faster and kind of radical changes, new exciting words, breaking out of the box, new AI, new robotics, new inventions. Aquarius rules science and things like that. And again, radical revolutions. So you'll see more of all of that in the news. On the 5th, Venus squares Chiron in Aries. So squares are hard aspects. So again, your heartstrings could be tugged at, or some feminine energy is trying to break down the barriers of the warrior. Okay, the sun sextiles Chiron as well. So that's a day, February the 5th, to really kind of pay attention to where you're vulnerable and also, where the greatest wounding is. Chiron is our great healer and teacher. Mercury conjuncts Pluto at 0 degrees of Aquarius, 4:58 a.m. Pacific Standard Time, 7:48 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, 12:48 p.m. Greenwich Mean Time. So that's a big deal because that harkens us back to December 21st, 2020, when Jupiter and Saturn aligned at 0 Aquarius. So people, situations, events from December 21st, 2020 will come back or come up to be reviewed or started all over again in your life. And they may come into your life in very weird ways because Aquarius is kind of a sign of weirdness, but you got to love your weird, right? Okay. On the 7th, Venus trines Uranus. That's a nice, again, out of the box, radical, inventive Earth trine. Could be earthquakes, could be money quakes. Venus rules money, values, women revolting, not, revolutionizing, revolting against patriarchy. Mars sextiles Neptune and Pisces. So a lot of nice aspects here, positive aspects to Neptune, dreamy, but it can also be denial and more fake news. Okay, February the 8th, the sun squares Uranus. So the sun squaring Uranus and Taurus. Again, Uranus rules the internet, it rules cryptocurrency, so that could be a good Bitcoin trend. Again, lots of radical change. Okay, and again, earthquakes. Okay, February the 9th, the new moon, 20 Aquarius, 2:59 p.m. PST, 5:59 p.m. EST, 10:59 p.m. GMT. Hi, Virgos and Cancers and all the signs still joining. So you want to celebrate the new year. The Chinese, Muslims, Jews all work on a natural lunar calendar. I always say that the West is as crazy as it is because we are out of control and we're not really working with the lunar cycles, which is ancient, ancient, ancient. So you're of the wood dragon. If you are a dragon, it's every 12 years. Jupiter is the planet that moves through one sign on the average of 1 year. So it's closely tied to the cycles of Jupiter. And if you're 60, you have a golden dragon year this year. On February 10th, Mercury squares Jupiter in Taurus. Again, pressure, information on money, on the stock market. Jupiter in Taurus is very much expanding material goods, wealth, resources. On the 12th, Mars enters Aquarius at 10:05 p.m. PST. On the 13th in EST and GMT. And it's also Mardi Gras. So you want to celebrate that. Mars in Aquarius puts the passion, the energy, the drive into, again, freedom, revolution, breaking out of those old habits. This is really good, positive energy and mental energy. So people are going to be much more detached, which can be a good thing when we're relating to Mars, because you get to kind of dispassionately look at what's bothering you, what are you angry about, you know what I mean? What's pissing you off. Venus in Capricorn sextiles Neptune the day before Valentine's Day. Again, this is quite romantic. Venus in Capricorn is very traditional, and she is kind of being pressured by all this Aquarian energy. Mars conjuncts Pluto at 0 Aquarius on the 13th, 1:06 a.m. PST. This is the second hit to Pluto at the fated degree of Jupiter-Saturn conjunction again, going back to December 21st, 2020, if you can remember, because that was still during COVID, what was going on in your life back then. So February 14th, a totally crazy day, like Mars conjunct Pluto in EST and GMT. It's called the Lupercalia. Traditionally, I'm talking about the Roman calendar here. And so, yeah, for people who are born or have planets at 0 degrees of all the fixed signs, which is Aquarius, Scorpio, Taurus, and Scorpio, Aquarius, Taurus, and what's wrong with me? Yeah, okay, all of those fixed signs. Taurus, Leo, sorry, forgot about Leo. How can you forget about Leo? You are going to get hit, big, unexpected, chaotic, blow-ups, energy, very Scorpionic. So it could be a big day of rocking the world's markets. It's dangerous as well. Mars conjunct Pluto is the danger of nuclear war, and there is talk of World War III starting, so I hope that doesn't happen then. Chiron and Mercury are sextile to each other as well on that day. Again, speaking from your heart wounds is really helpful. Venus enters Aquarius on the 16th at 8:05 a.m. PST, 11:05 a.m. EST, 4:05 p.m. GMT. And so again, we want to be free from old relationships. We want to break out of the box. It's open relationships, open everything, open-minded, examining everything that was conservative, to open it up and radically reinvent it. So it's a great time to get radical makeovers, I would say. Do everything differently than you normally do. Mercury squares Uranus also on the 16th. On the February the 17th, though, Venus conjuncts Pluto. So here's a meeting of the feminine, the goddess, with Pluto, lord of the underworld. It's very much like that Persephone myth. So there may be issues about rape and women's rights and things like that also going on that day. 12:48 a.m. PST, 3:48 a.m. EST, and 8:48 a.m. GMT. It's wild, intense, under a Gemini airy moon at 0 degrees of Aquarius. Now, on the 18th, the sun enters Pisces. So that's at 8:13 p.m. PST, 11:13 p.m. EST, and on the 19th, sun enters Pisces at 4:13 a.m. GMT. So you want to celebrate Pisces season. So we move from all of this air, all of this detached, Aquarian, radical, robotic, Neuralink, cryptocurrency, into the feeling. So it would be very much guided to start to work with the element of water, okay, and not just air, okay, because on the 21st, Venus conjuncts Mars at 0 Aquarius. That's why I'm saying extend Valentine's Day from the 14th to the 17th, and then to the 21st, that's at 11:14 p.m., but only in Pacific Standard Time. It's on the 22nd, which is 222, a master number day. Venus conjunct Mars, 0 Aquarius, 2:14 a.m. EST, 5:14 a.m. GMT. February 22nd is a very special day for me specifically. I had an ET encounter on that day many years ago, so I always celebrate on that day. Anyway, February 22nd, Mercury also enters Pisces. So again, all the planets are exiting Aquarius, going into Pisces, 11:29 p.m. PST, and that happens on the 23rd in EST and GMT. There's a full moon at 4:30 a.m. PST, 7:30 a.m. EST, 12:30 p.m. GMT at 5 degrees of Virgo, 23 minutes. So if you have planets at 5 degrees of Virgo or Pisces or Gemini or Sagittarius, all of the mutable signs, you are very much more personally involved in that full moon. Completion time, earthy, health. Pay attention to your health on that full moon as well. Your digestion can be quite delicate. Venus squares Jupiter in Taurus. Venus rules Taurus, and that happens also on the 24th on that full moon, 8:01 p.m. PST, 11:01 p.m. EST, and on the 25th at 4:01 a.m. GMT. So Venus square Jupiter, these are two of the great benefics. It's a really good day on that full moon completion. It's about money and beauty and women and earthiness, sensuality. Really indulge yourself at that point. Hey, maybe we should make the whole month of February Valentine's Day and really love ourselves unconditionally as well. On the 27th, Mars squares Jupiter in Taurus. So again, the passion, the drive, to transform, to dream, Mars and Aquarius there is, again, radically changing that territory. So it may be a good time to think about moving, traveling, go somewhere different, do something different. 12:30 a.m. PST, 3:30 a.m. EST, 8:30 a.m. GMT. And then on February 28th, there's a very rare triple conjunction in Pisces of the Sun, Mercury, and Saturn. And that hasn't happened since February 25th, 1965. It was then at 7 to 8 degrees of Pisces. This year, it's at 9 degrees of Pisces again. And before that, it hadn't happened since 1701. Okay, so very rare, triple conjunction in Pisces. So if you have planets at, again, 9 degrees Pisces, I would give this a little bit more room, 5 degrees Pisces to 9 Pisces, then you are very much lit up by this Sun, Mercury, Saturn. So it's a very big, it's like a triple Saturn return in a way. Saturn is always the tough rule maker. He's the tax man. He's the cosmic tax man. He's the big daddy. He's the father. He's father time. He's the grim reaper. So it's a good time to complete certain patterns of, self-sabotaging behavior. That's Pisces taking responsibility for our addictions, our projections, places where we hurt ourselves, where we self-sabotage, right? Bringing that into light and talking about it. This is Mercury and Pisces, and also having incredible compassion for the world, right? Which we need now. What the world needs now is more love. The Sun conjuncts Mercury, again, it's at 12:43 a.m. PST. So during the day from that 12:30 a.m., 12:43 a.m. PST, and then the Sun conjuncts Mercury at 3:43 a.m. EST, 8:43 a.m. GMT, and then Mercury conjuncts Saturn at 7:08 a.m. PST, 10:08 a.m. EST, 3:08 a.m. GMT, and finally the Sun conjuncts Saturn, which kind of brings everything into focus. 1:25 p.m. PST, 4:25 p.m. EST, and 9:25 p.m. PST. So in that 13-hour period, that's very much, I would definitely be meditating. I'm going to do some special ceremony of that because that's such a rare, rare thing. If you're a baby boomer, if you remember what was happening musically in the 60s, I made a whole compilation of all the songs that totally represent all of that Pisces energy. So it was All You Need Is Love. The Beatles were peaking. Eve of Destruction came out that year. Do You Believe in Magic? So again, very, very Pisces. So again, if you don't have much water in your chart, you're definitely going to feel flooded. There is actually very much a strong sign of flooding, earthquakes, solar flares, which alter people's consciousness as well. So Pisces rules all musicians and artists, all creative types. Again, very good time to start doing something. And then February 29th, it is Leap Day. So we get to have an extra day. I like to think of it as another kind of day out of time. Mercury sextiles Jupiter, again, very brilliant thinking. 1:53 a.m. PST, 4:53 a.m. EST, and 9:53 a.m. GMT. So that's a lot. So really, there was no planets in Earth signs except for the moon until March. So that's also a rare thing. So again, it's when the conjunctions happen with the planets in Earth, except for Jupiter and Taurus there, and Uranus and Taurus, no other planets except for Jupiter classically are in Earth signs. Okay, so, all right. So let's get to the part that everybody's been waiting for. So I'm going to pull my tarot cards. I'm going to smudge everybody again here. Okay, bless everybody, smudge you. I'm going to also bless and clear my crystal here. Okay, and my cards. So I'm using the Thoth Tarot mainly first, and then I'm going to use my extra. This is the Rider-Waite. I like to call it the Rider-Waite Smith deck, honoring Pamela Coleman Smith, the woman artist who created that deck. Okay, So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my crystal, shuffle the cards. I'm going to start with Aries, of course. All right, so if you have your rising sign in Aries, if you have any planets in Aries, then you can use this card to help guide you for February, especially about love as well. Now, you have the card of the Hermit, Aries. So, you may have to be alone. You may have to take some time to finish things off. Aries are good at starting, not so great about finishing. So the tarot cards are saying, Aries, that you need to finish it up right now. You need to pay attention to your health as well. Virgo rules the upper digestion. Take time to listen, to slow down a bit and listen to your own inner wisdom. That's what the Hermit is all about. It's also very protective. So it doesn't mean that you have to be alone on Valentine's Day, but the Hermit is the number 9, completion, perfection, getting the job done. Maybe listening to that little voice in your head that's sort of telling you to stop and finish before you go on to the next thing. Okay, so let's give Aries a helper card there so they don't feel so alone, but I'm going to do this for all the other cards as well. Somebody asked me, why do I use my smudge? Just to cleanse the energy, cleanse the cards. I use my tarot cards a lot for these teaching things in different situations, so that's what I use that for. And smudge is just, or sage, you know, it's just a good thing. Sage, cedar, sweetgrass. You only need to use a little bit. Okay, so Aries. All right, you get the card of the Magician. So my intuition is saying the first card is kind of overall for February, and then I'm going to extra bonus here, love readings. Aries, you get to be the Magician. So the number 1 card in the tarot, the Magician, is Mercury. So watch where Mercury is and how it's aspecting you personally. But this is a time when you start new beginnings, okay? Like the number 9 is about completion. So when you finish things up, you get to start new. That's very literal here, and that's how the tarot works the best. Yeah, thank you. My special High Priestess headpiece. Yes, I've been wearing this for many years. So you want to take the position of the Magician. So in this, you can see he's lifting up his right hand to the stars. And again, just like in the star card, the energy goes right through the heart chakra, through the other hand, and down to the earth. So always working with the 4 elements. That's what the Magician has on his table there, symbols of the 4 elements. So Aries, new beginning. Finish off an old relationship maybe that you're not happy with before you start a new one. Okay, all right, so Taurus. So Taurus, of course, you got Jupiter and Uranus in Taurus, and Uranus just turned direct. Okay, so you get the Death card. Okay, so don't be afraid if you've never worked with the tarot before. It's not literal death. Nobody's going to die, but it does mean, again, change. It's Scorpio energy, change, and especially with Mars and Pluto active together at Aquarius for a Taurus that doesn't like change. This is like the more you resist, the more those planets are going to bang on your door or give you nightmares to help you to wake up. So Taurus, death is not a bad thing. This is good. You need to embrace change, but this is deep emotional change, also financial change. So it can be good. Your financial situation may be improving here. Again, the more you open up the way you see the world and invite change in, the better and the easier it gets. And look more deeply into the bottom of things, not being on the surface. Taurus tends to get bound up in the material plane and doesn't want to look below the surface. And this is Scorpio energy. So this is like the ability to trust your intuition, have X-ray vision, look below the surface, get in touch with your deepest feelings, okay? Because Scorpio is the soul, okay? Now, so let's see what Tauruses need for Valentine's Day. Now, Tauruses are very romantic. We know that you're ruled by Venus, so they're very romantic. And you get the World here. So this is good. So Taurus, the World is the end of the major arcana. It's number 21. Sometimes it's called the universe. It is Saturn. So Saturn brings material reality. It brings karmic endings, completion. Again, this is a sense that the more that you embrace change, the more that you can zip forward to the end of the cycle and again, complete things. Okay, this is a time of completion. Again, we know because Tauruses are going to be aspected very strongly by all that Aquarian energy, it's really important to work with the divine timing of the planets. Okay, so Gemini. All right, so Geminis. You get the number 7 card here, which is called the Chariot. So the number 7 has to do with understanding the laws of change and the cycles of time. So, you know, the number 7 is a very spiritual, very powerful number. There's 7 days of the week. 7 chakras, 7 musical notes, 7 colors of the rainbow. So it's going to be very emotional for you, Gemini. So again, the invitation is to take care of your family. This is Cancer, family. It's all about family time. It's all about nurturing, protecting, very feminine. There can be some issues with you and your mom. Maybe you want to get closer. Maybe you need to feel like there's a sense that, the mother-child relationship needs to be fixed. And again, things can be very moody, very wobbly for you. Again, maybe on the full moon, you'll be affected a little bit more because Cancer is ruled by the moon. So get yourself more into the driver's seat. And again, feel your emotions. Don't try to escape it. Gemini's an air sign, and all this Aquarius stuff can make you get even more detached than you normally are. But this is not what the cards are saying is the best thing to do this month. So the number 7, lucky 7. Okay, Gemini. All right. Now, let's see what Geminis get for Valentine's Day. All right, so Gemini, you get the Hermit. Okay, so you maybe need to spend some time alone, or like hold up a lamp so you can look at your own behavior. Geminis, of course, are archetypally the twins, and they do flip-flop between the angel and the devil. The Hermit is, again, very protective. So if you're feeling maybe a little out of control in the driver's seat there, the Hermit is grounding. It's Virgo energy. It's another mutable sign. Don't be afraid to talk. It's Mercury, it rules Virgo. Talk about what you're thinking about more. Holding up a lamp, it could be bringing to light a certain issue that's been worrying you or bothering you, or you feel like you're just not perfect enough. So the number 9 is, again, about completion, Gemini. You need to finish. Same kind of lesson as Aries. You need to finish before you can start any new cycles. Okay. All right. So Cancers. Okay. So just bear with me. Okay. Cancer. Okay. You get number 20 here. So number 20 in the tarot is traditionally called Judgment. And it usually shows the angel Gabriel blowing the trumpet on Judgment Day. So again, this is about a new awakening, a new beginning, a rebirth. It's always about rebirth. Some decks, they call this awakening. On this deck, it's called the Aeon, which was predicted way back when, the new age, the age of the divine child. So Cancer, because you're very much related to fertility and children and home and family, if you've been wanting to have a child or get pregnant or start any new family issues or move a new home. Cancer relates to the home. It relates to what nurtures you, to re-nurturing yourself in a new way, to break free of old judgments, to not hold yourself back by your own false judgments. It's a chance to rise again, to start a brand new life. So anybody with Cancer placements, again, the energy is about new beginnings. Okay. All right. So, I don't know how everybody's feeling about all this Aquarius, Pisces energy. All right, so Cancer. Could be a child also. I just want to go back and go for Cancers. This card here can be working with your inner child mainly as well, and a child coming into your life or under your protection. Okay, and now you get the Death card. Okay, so this is very much about rebirth, but again, something usually has to die. There's usually a sacrifice of one thing for something else. My old shamanic teacher used to say that, when you get married, you kind of die as a single person to take those marriage vows where you become one with someone else till death do you part. Or also a woman who becomes a mother, you die as a single woman when you give birth, or even if you don't give birth anytime you've been pregnant, you're never the same again. Okay, so maybe you need to mourn. This is getting heavy here. All of a sudden, maybe you need to mourn a loss of a child, a miscarriage, an abortion. This might be a good time for you to do that. Okay, and it may be the prerequisite you need before you can start new again. Okay, all right. So Leo. Now again, if you're born right at the beginning of Leo, you're going to get smacked by that, all of that Aquarius energy, Mars, Pluto, Venus. Okay. So Leo, you get the sign of the world here, or the universe, number 21. So again, this is about taking responsibility for creating everything in your life. It can be a new pinnacle of success. It can be a time to really stop and take stock of how far you've gone in the world. And also, to set your new ambitions. You know, what is it do I really want to create over the long term? This is Saturn, you know, so Saturn always takes 28, 29, 30 years to make one complete round. I know Harry Styles just had his 30th birthday today. So he had his Saturn return in 2023. So everybody who was born, you know, 29 years ago are experiencing their Saturn return now. So this is Saturn is the fathers, it's the patriarchy, and we want to kind of not throw it all out, but we want to honor it. You know, we want to honor our ancestors. That's what Saturn is all about, the bones. So Leo, maybe you need to give thanks to your ancestors, or if you've been lucky enough to be given wealth, generational wealth, you want to give thanks to your ancestors as well. But this also represents completion again before starting something new. Okay, so Leo, let's see what you got here, Leo. Okay, you get justice here. So this is number 11 in this deck. Some decks it's number 8. And remember, we're in a number 8 year. So justice. So there may be a legal issue. Again, if we relate this to a love reading, you have to have some balance here and make some major decisions about who you're going to be with or what's going on in your life. So the Justice card is, again, like Libra, again, obviously balance, composure, maybe toning it down a little bit, you know, making sure that you stay in balance. You want to think about what other people think. That's Libra. Leo's usually only worry about what they think and nobody else. But this is about, wait, it's not just yourself, there's self and other. So again, Libra, a sense of justice and balance, needing to get some peace of mind for yourself. Okay, so Virgo. Let's see what Virgo's got here. Virgo, you get the Tower here. So the Tower is Mars. And so definitely that Mars-Pluto conjunction that's happening, that might be a big shocking awakening for you, Virgo. Okay, so that Mars-Pluto conjunction that happens, when is it? It happens on the 17th, I believe. Mars-Pluto conjunction. Sorry, on the 13th. Okay. Happens on the 13th. Okay, so Virgos, you got to be careful about this. Now, this could be somebody angry at you, could be some strange radical event that happens. Somebody might be hitting out at you, but it can also be a sense of waking up. This is the high part of this card. The Tower is about waking up to what you're really supposed to be doing. So it is kind of an epiphany, but the epiphany kind of breaks down the old order. Okay, it all comes shattering down like the Tower was like 9/11, you know, the integration of 9/11. For America. So waking up of the old structures, the old, out with the old, okay, Virgo, so radically changing everything. So that can work really well for you, actually, on the 13th. And then the 17th, the 21st, 22nd. Okay, so Virgo, okay, you get the Emperor. So the Emperor, number 4, is about power, which is Mars as well, power, libido, passion, drive, desire. But again, needing to have boundaries. The number 4 is always about boundaries, working with the 4 elements. It could be a father figure as well. It could be something, your father could have a heart attack. I take that out of the law, but I'm literally getting that message. Making sure you, again, balance, make wise decisions. Don't just rush in. That's Aries energy as well. Think about it, because this is very explosive energy. So you may be just reacting by, I'm scared, or maybe I need some help. I need to go to the boss. There might be some higher up energy that's coming to you. And you also, out of the blue, could get a big promotion. So, I mean, the planets and all these cards can have many different permutations. Okay. All right. So now we get to Libra. So Libra, again, ruled by Venus, very romantic, needs to be in relationships. So Libra, you get the card of the Sun here. Okay, so you get to shine, being your own Venusian self. You know, you want to bring the positive energy. You want to be at your own source, which, even though Libra always defines themselves with other people, this is like, yeah, I get to shine in my own light, you know. So this is, again, positive, upbeat. Maybe you need to get away to the sun if you're up here in the north and it's winter. Again, it's playfulness. It's a feeling like whatever I had to go through to get to this point, I'm good. Okay, so Libra, you get the Sun. So that's like being the star of your own movie. Okay, which everybody is anyway. Okay, so Libra, beside the Sun card for Valentine's Day reading, you get the Judgment card. So this is number 20. So the number 20 is about freeing yourself from old concepts. It is about letting go of old judgments on yourself or other people. So maybe somebody that you misjudge comes back into your life in a new way. Also not putting too much pressure on yourself. It's about freedom. It's about liberation. It can be about reviving something that you love to do, that made you happy, that haven't done in a long, long time. And yeah, just do it because it makes you happy, whether it's dancing, singing, I don't know, embroidery, whatever it is, you know. So just do that and bring more sunshine. Okay, Libra. Now, Scorpio. Now, because that Mars-Pluto conjunction, again, on the 13th is so powerful for Scorpios, yeah, you got to really pay attention, okay? Mars conjunct Pluto and then Venus conjunct Pluto. Okay, so Scorpios, you get the Hangman. Now, the Hangman, number 12, is one of the rare 3 special cards in the tarot, which is Judgment as well, and the Fool. So this is one of those. Now, this is about letting go. Now, you know, trying to tell a Scorpio to let go, obsessive Scorpios, just like all of the fixed signs, to let go is like, yeah, okay. But some things, you know what, if you've been obsessing about it so long, you're just literally hanging yourself up. You're totally entangled for your own higher self and your own higher good. God, for, you know, just give it up to God. You know, just say, I can't control it all. Just admit that. Give your ego a break. And then you'll be able to see things from a much different and a higher perspective. This is traditionally the Nordic god Odin, you know, Thor's father, who voluntarily tied himself upside down by his ankle from the world tree to channel the runes, the runic alphabet, which is the Viking alphabet, which a lot of Scandinavian people are going back to their pagan roots, so that you would honor this card. It's very sacred. So not getting your information from the upright, normally conscious level, but from the feminine, from the earth, okay, deep down. So this is a good sign here, Scorpio. Let go, okay, let it go, because it's not really doing you much good to keep hanging on there. Okay, so Scorpio, as for a Valentine's Day or a love extra reading here, you get Temperance. Okay, so Temperance, the number 14, is always about balancing. It's the Temperance angel here, so somebody can come into your life as maybe a financial angel, a guardian angel, and it's about combining the masculine and feminine, those two sacred complementary polarities, into one. So the masculine becomes feminine, the feminine becomes masculine. It's not androgyny, it's very much empathy. And so this is a very beautiful card. Again, balancing within yourself. When you let go, you'll achieve more balance. And also work with your angels. This is a nice card to work with your guardian angels to come and help you. Okay, so Sagittarius. Okay, so what do Sagittarians have? Again, if you have any planets at those 9 degrees of Sagittarius, all that Pisces energy will be benefiting you a lot. Okay, so Sagittarius, you get the Empress here, number 3. Now, this is the goddess of love, of beauty, of harmony, of the arts, of relationships. Number 3 can relate to your own mother, can relate to your being a mother. Again, it's fertile. She's usually shown as a pregnant woman. More money coming. This is Venus. Go out and worship Venus, Sagittarians. You can see her in the night sky. Do some offerings to her on Friday. That's Venus's day. Today, Thursday, is Jupiter's day. Again, Sagittarians ruled by Jupiter. This is the day for Sagittarians. But do some offerings for Venus, or give some money for charity, or help some woman out, or help some children out. It's a time for compassion, I would say. And Sagittarians, you know, always nurture the truth anyway, but maybe do it in a more pretty way, okay? Not so brusque, okay? So maybe embroider the truth a little bit if you have to put it out there, okay? All right. And she's also about art. So the number 3, Venus, is make lots of art, so that Mercury, Sun, Saturn conjunction, make more art, Sagittarius. Okay. So Sag, let's see what you get as a Valentine's Day helper here, love helper for the month. You get the Lovers. Okay, so the number 6. The Lovers in the tarot is Gemini related. And when I had always studied astrology before I studied tarot, so when I found that the Lovers was Gemini, that kind of like, I'm going, no way, how could they do that? But again, the Gemini, it's about polarity, and the polarities of the complementary opposites is what creates magnetic attraction and love. So Sagittarius, do more of what you love to do. Do more art, be more creative, give yourself time to play. That's Gemini. See things from 2 different perspectives. Again, it's like a childlike innocence. So maybe you need to have your inner child nurtured. That's the other thing. Also, it can be very fertile. Again, definitely new loves, expressing your love for your beloved if you're in a relationship, and definitely loving yourself more too. Okay, so now Capricorns. All right, let's see what Capricorns get here. Capricorn, you get the Devil. Okay, now this is the card of Capricorn. The reason I use this deck when I first chose it way back when is because it had the astrological symbols on it. So Capricorn, if you're a Capricorn rising, somebody just said that, and your mom is a Capricorn, if there are any planets in Capricorn. So for a lot of you, Capricorn is ruled by Saturn. And so Saturn in Pisces is really interesting because it's going to take that hard edge off that, difficult, too physical, Capricorns are taught by Saturn from the time they're born that life is hard, And so this might give you a chance to kind of laugh at that devil or laugh at that old homily. And it's also about not being tricked by the devil. Don't be seduced by the devil or too much on the material plane, okay? So, but just remember, Saturn is in Pisces for the next 2 years. For all Capricorns, you need to get spiritual. You need to be more compassionate. You need to see that we're all one. We're not separate. I think that's the illusion of the devil as well, is feeling separate in the Bible originally when Lucifer, which means bringer of light, actually, which is one of Venus's names, separates out from God. That's the illusion. That is the problem. We are never separate from God. We are all one. Okay, so don't buy into the physical deal. Don't sell your soul to the devil, Capricorn. Okay. All right. So Capricorn, let's see what you get as a helping card here. The Sun. Okay. So, find some light somewhere, Capricorn. The light is shining. It's very positive. Again, the Sun is always about celebration, joy, feeling blessed for being able to be in touch with your own source energy. It could mean go for a trip, find some sunshine, see happiness, even if things are very, very gloomy. Capricorn can be very kind of doom and gloomy, always seeing things from the dark side. And Saturn is a hard planet to have ruling you your whole life. So this is about lightening up, positive energy, joy, happiness, spread a little sunshine, Capricorn. Okay. All right. So now Aquarius. Somebody says they love my nail polish. Thank you very much. All right. So Aquarius, you get the Wheel of Fortune. Okay, I guess so, with all of the planets lining up in Aquarius here. Aquarians are kind of the leaders of the pack here with Pluto in Aquarius for the next 20 years. So anybody who has any planets in Aquarius know that Pluto will pay you a visit over this next 20 years and definitely radically change your life. So this is the Wheel of Fortune. So I would definitely buy a lottery card, expand your horizons, take a chance, take a risk. The Wheel of Fortune is like Jupiter. So yes, Pluto in Aquarius, and then Mars and Venus. So this is very powerful. So, you are very lucky, so trust yourself, trust your luck, buy some lottery tickets, play a little bit of gambling, maybe, Aquarius. Feel like you're on top of the world. That's a really good positive energy to hold. And be the rule breaker, okay? Be the rule breaker, be the radical, see things from higher perspectives. We need you, Aquarius, to lead the pack. Okay, now, Aquarius, let's see what kind of an extra card you get here. So Aquariuses can be kind of loners, they have a reputation for being kind of heady nerds and stuff like that. All right, so Aquarius, you get the Tower here, okay. So the Tower card, the number 15 is, sorry, number 16. I'm thinking about the devil still. Number 16 here is about having your mind blown. So again, I think be prepared for, Pluto, if it hasn't already started blowing your mind, then Mars, then Venus, when all these planets are kind of going ding, 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 wake up. We need you to lead the revolution. So, I always think about the Beatles singing, Say You Want a Revolution. And we definitely need to have everything changed. This is not a humanitarian world we live in. Really, it's not about benefiting everybody. It's about taking the top of that power tower off there, definitely blowing the lid. Be a whistleblower, blow the lid off of all the corruptions, Aquarians, we need you to do that, okay? And we all need to join if we're going to change the world, Okay. All right. All right, so Pisces. All right, we're at the end already. Okay, so I always say save the best for last. So again, Pisces, remember how rare and special this is going to be, February 28th. Okay, you got to stay in balance here. Okay, so in this deck, this is number 8, Libra. Again, some decks it's 8, some are 11. So balance, Pisces. Yeah, you might be feeling, because, Saturn has been in Pisces since March the 7th, 2023. It is going to be there until January 2026. So again, Pisces, this is about getting you to stabilize your rudder, so you don't feel like you're bouncing around so much on the ocean, and getting stable and getting some boundaries. I think that's something that Pisces really, really needs. So again, you get to be the holder of wisdom and justice and balance and the middle pillar on the tree of life. So this can be a sense of fairness and, again, karmic justice. That's Saturn. So people you're meant to meet karmically are going to come into your life, especially on that rare triple conjunction, Sun, Mercury, and Saturn. Remember, 9 degrees of Pisces, 10 degrees of Pisces. If you have any planets there, you're definitely going to feel a rebalancing in your life. Karmic justice. Justice is real. Karmic is real. All right. So Pisces. Let's see what you got here. Again. And it's about the arts. So I want to mention one more thing here. Pisces is the sign of artists. So all artists channel through Pisces. And Venus is exalted in Pisces, right? So again, as Venus enters Pisces, that gives you an extra energy there. So do more art, be more creative, express yourself in a way that people can hear you better. This is Libra. Also, it's about relationships. So creating new relationships right now. All right. So as an extra helper to Pisces here, the Empress. Okay, speaking of Venus. All right, so here's Venus, the goddess. She's much more obviously a pregnant, great mother figure here. So for Pisces, it's a feminine, yin, water sign, receptive, can be very fertile for you, can be very creative, very expressive. Maybe you want to start to come out of the closet there, the 12th house there, Pisces, because with all the planets, coming together in Pisces, this is definitely giving you more power, more substance, more beauty, more love, giving your love away, being more compassionate, being more creative, expressing your voice. Excuse me. And then Mercury there as well. So it can be lots of great new inspirations. You're going to be feeling like you're pregnant with like octuplets there is what's coming to my mind. So really just work with that. Saturn in Pisces is helping you to bring all of your dreams into reality. Okay. And that's for everybody as well. Okay. So I want to wish you all the best blessings for February and for Valentine's Day. I'm going to have a special on love readings, actually. So if you want to get in touch with me, I'm at tarot.com. And please join the Cosmic Intelligence Agency. There's amazing astrologers here. Join them. We have wonderful webinars, and wishing you all the best and seeing you next month. So thank you so much. Blessings to you all. All right. Bye-bye.